Yo, what's going on everybody? My name is Safely and today I'm bringing you guys a brand new video. So with Modern Warfare coming out soon this October, I figured I wanted to go ahead and do a little bit of a throwback, so I'm throwing it back to some Modern Warfare Remastered gameplay. And as far as today's video goes, I wanted to go ahead and talk about, in my personal opinion, what makes Call of Duty Call of Duty. Now before I say anything, one thing that I will say is this is all my opinion. You know, everybody's entitled to their own opinion, and I believe that you can love some Call of Duties and I believe you can hate them as well. But this is going to be a video based on my personal opinion on what I enjoy and what I think Call of Duty truly is. So the first Call of Duty that I personally ever played was Modern Warfare 2. Yes, one of the best Call of Duties, some people argue the best Call of Duty ever made. I basically went from Modern Warfare 2 down a bit to World at War, and then from there I actually got my first PS3, my personal one, and on that one I ended up playing Black Ops 1, and then fast forward a couple years down the line and I'm playing Modern Warfare 3. Now one thing to keep in mind is I have a set playstyle on Call of Duty that makes me prefer some over others. That being said, if you're like a ray gunner and you enjoy pub stomping, doing this or that, you may enjoy a bunch of different things about a COD that I personally don't enjoy. Because everybody is different, everybody's going to have their different reasons why they do or do not like a certain Call of Duty. Now me personally, my favorite Call of Duty of all time has to be Modern Warfare 3. I feel like all the guns in that COD were pretty much equal, the kill feed was absolutely beautiful, and the snipers in that game were absolutely amazing, and don't even get me started on the satisfaction of hitting clips and just getting regular sniper kills in general. The game itself was fantastic, and to me that game was really the epitome of what Call of Duty actually was. It gave you the ability to both run and gun, quickscope, go for streaks, or you could lay back a little bit and play tactically if that's really what you're into. I genuinely feel like Modern Warfare 3 really was the game for everybody. It catered to just about every single side of the Call of Duty community. And I actually had no idea until I started looking into it, but there's actually a very, very big group of people that hate Modern Warfare 3 and think that it's a really terrible Call of Duty, which really just is kind of outstanding to me. I really can't believe that. I mean, we've had Call of Duties like Infinite Warfare and Advanced Warfare and all these exo CODs like BO4 and stuff like that, and you're still going to tell me that Modern Warfare 3 is one of the CODs that you hate the most? That is crazy to me, man. I don't know how the hell anybody can say that. I personally feel like after Call of Duty Ghosts, I genuinely just think that the developers just lost their touch for what Call of Duty really was, and that's when they started being like, okay, this isn't really about the game. For us, this is more going to be about money. Because after Call of Duty Ghosts came Advanced Warfare, which came the arrival of supply drops, and then we saw it in every single game afterwards. And I don't want to make a whole video essentially bashing supply drops, that's a video for another day, but when they ended up adding supply drops and stuff like that and saw how much money they could potentially make, they started adding that into every other game, and I feel like that's the turning point when they realized, okay, we can make a ton of money from this, so instead of trying to put a bunch of work into these games to make them really enjoyable games, we're going to try and do minimalist effort and make the games, but we're primarily going to focus on locking stuff behind monetary transactions. Also, go ahead and drop a like on the video if you remember that COD points were actually originally a currency in Black Ops 1 that you could earn through the game and end up buying weapons with. Let me tell you right now, those were the days. Now, me saying that I think the developers lost their touch after Ghosts isn't essentially me bashing every single Call of Duty after Ghosts. There were some that I really enjoyed. Like, I really enjoyed Advanced Warfare. I played that game for a very long time. It was very, very good. I really enjoyed playing World War II, that's a game that I really, really liked, but when it comes to games like BO3, I never really enjoyed that game. When it comes to games like BO4, I just genuinely don't like it. I think that it's one of the most hated games in COD history as of right now, and I think it's one of the worst games because of the monetary transactions that they focused on making in that game. And as for Infinite Warfare, I really did try and play it, and I don't necessarily think that it's a terrible game, but to me, it really just isn't Call of Duty. That's my personal opinion. I don't think it's an awful game, but to me, that's not Call of Duty. To me, Call of Duty at its core is a run and gun first-person shooter where you can get a bunch of kills in a short amount of time, don't necessarily have to worry about focusing very much, and you can just enjoy it without stressing out. I believe a lot of the old generation Call of Duties fit that category, but the majority of the new generation CODs don't. When I personally get onto Call of Duty, I don't want to have to try my heart out to, you know, hit a clip or have fun. I want to be able to get on there, zone out, play with friends, and then be able to get stuff along the way without having to feel like I need to focus like I'm taking some sort of test. And with that being said, I'm not saying, oh, here on out I want every Call of Duty to be super easy. I want every Call of Duty to be boots on the ground. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that I want the Call of Duty to be something that isn't super stressful, and I want to be able to have fun playing with friends, and in most of the jetpack Call of Duties and the Call of Duties that to me didn't feel like COD, they just, they didn't work out. I think the only two next generation Call of Duties that I think are somewhat the definition of COD are going to be Ghosts as well as World War II. And now I know I might actually get a lot of hate for that, that's whatever, but me personally, I really like those two games. I think they're both very, very fun, and I think those games really did cater to all sides of the community. As far as next gen goes, I know a lot of people hate Ghosts and they jumped on the hate bandwagon with a lot of the FaZe guys were saying, oh, this is a terrible game for whatever reason, and I know a lot of people hate World War II just because the colors aren't too great, there's not a bunch of colors involved, and it's a different COD. It feels a little bit different. It is Call of Duty to me personally, but it plays different than all the rest. Oh, and I also hate the World War II kill feed, but yeah, we're not going to talk about that. Oh, and I totally forgot to mention Modern Warfare Remastered, which at its core is literally COD 4 on steroids. I guess you could still call it a next-gen Call of Duty because, it is a next-generation Call of Duty. However, it's an old-gen COD that was made to be a next-gen COD, so I don't know. Wherever you sit there, that's cool with me. But the game itself, it plays like COD 4, and COD 4 is a great game, so essentially that is really, at its core, what Call of Duty really is. Modern Warfare Remastered, COD 4, all the old Call of Duties for the most part are games where you can run and gun, you can chill with friends, you don't have to try super hard in order to enjoy yourself, and they're games that you can just drop high kills and have fun in, and to me that's what COD is. Now, taking the time to kill out of consideration, I think that Modern Warfare has the capability to be one of the best next-gen Call of Duties, if not the best Call of Duty made for next-gen ever. I mean, call me crazy if you want, but that's just my personal opinion. I love the game myself, even if they don't end up doing any tweaking to the time to kill, I'm still going to play it and I'm still going to enjoy it. And at the end of the day, we all asked for boots on the ground, and that's what we got. We asked to go back to our roots, and for the most part, that's what we got. It's running on a new engine, so graphics are even better than ever before. But, the Call of Duty community will always have something to complain about and something to get angry over. So we really got to be thankful for what we have because, honestly, at the end of the day, we always end up bashing the developers no matter really what they do. I feel like even if we ended up dropping Modern Warfare 2 Remastered and every single thing was the same and only the graphics were changed, they would still complain about things. I'm sure that people would complain about Painkiller, even though that was in the original game. But yeah, I really think that here on out, Modern Warfare is going to be a great COD, and I think that as we go on, the other Call of Duties, if they follow in Modern Warfare's footsteps, I genuinely think that the future is only bright from here on out. Anyway guys, I hope you did enjoy today's video. If you did, make sure to smash that like button, comment down below, and subscribe if you are new. I will see you guys in the next video. Stay safe.